but really small.
All right.
Small consumer.
Small consumer.
A bit of both.
Bit of both. Amazing. Okay. How many of you need LinkedIn? Use LinkedIn? Cool. So there is a way for you to actually start generating more leads through LinkedIn. And the way that I'm going to show you is the best one. I'm not negotiating that. I have seen lots of techniques to actually build leads through LinkedIn, and that's undeniably one that works. So the first one is use LinkedIn automation. Or if you're afraid of it, because there are some dangers behind any kind of automation in any kind of channel, you can just decide that you're going to add manually all the potential customers that you have in LinkedIn. Or you can use LinkedIn automation. You can use a tool called LinkedIn Helper, or there is another tool called DAX Soup, like the soup of a duck. And their logo is a duck holding a soup. I don't know what they smoked this day. So LinkedIn Helper is really useful. You can set it up as soon as you adjust the speed of the connections in a humane level, you have no danger. But if you are greedy and you make it like add like 1,000 people per minute, you will be banned in a minute. So, so the first thing, set up LinkedIn automation or start adding your ideal customers. It can be, I don't know, marketing manager in FMCG corporate. You know what is your ideal customer. The second thing that you should do is create a Facebook custom audience. Now that will become a bit complex.
Sorry, can I just ask on the LinkedIn? So this is for B2B.
B2B. B2B.
Okay.
Well, we have B2B. I have 10 of them. Most of them are B2C. It's not only for B2B. That's one only for B2B. I have mixed both B2B and B2C. Okay? You want me to skip it?
No, it's fine. I'm just wondering because I get invitations from people I don't know on LinkedIn all the time, and
I know,
delete them.
I know, but still, most of the people that will add you on LinkedIn and will have like a note that, hey, I want to connect because we share the same interests. You never actually accept them. Let me finish that, and you'll see that it has some kind of meaning. So at first, as soon as we are on LinkedIn, I guess we are there because we want to use LinkedIn. Okay. So if we are on LinkedIn just to check posts, then that won't work with the people that do that. Most of the people are on LinkedIn because they want to sell something or buy something or connect with other people. But if we are like me, the kind of introvert in LinkedIn that won't accept anyone, yeah, there is a percentage of people that do that, so this won't work. But lots of people are not like that. They will accept you and they will actually see your message or something. I'll explain. So the first thing, you add the people that are interesting for you. 6 months ago, I would tell you, add a note into each of these invitations, a personalized note that would say, hey, Aggelos, I found your profile really nice and really cool, and I think we share lots of common interests. A little bit of flattering would work 6 months ago. Marketing is a social science and comes from people to people, and these things change. I've just said, lots of people have overused this technique. Lots of people have spammed us with SEO services, WordPress services, any kind of services, and we are kind of reluctant to accept them. So now, what I'm going to advise you is not to say anything, just add them. There is a percentage that goes around to 50 to 60 people that will accept you back. What happens when somebody accepts you in LinkedIn? You have instant access to the email that they have used to create their LinkedIn profile, which in 60 to 70% of the cases is the same email that they have used to create their Facebook profile, their personal Facebook profile, 15 years ago. So what can we do with that that is GDPR compliant, or at least is not traceable? We can export these emails from LinkedIn. LinkedIn give us these emails. So LinkedIn is the GDPR processor here. We can export these emails. 60 to 70% of them are personal emails. We will never email those emails. Never ever put this email into your Gmail and try to send an email. They will get extremely pissed, and they will be right. But we will take these emails and we will move to Facebook, and we will create something that is called a custom audience. Who doesn't know what is a custom audience? Because it's a little bit cool. Facebook works in two ways, and every kind of advertising channel. One way, we describe the user that we want to attract. A user that has this income, that lives in London, and I don't know, speaks this language and does that. So Facebook, based on the data that it has, it finds us an audience that meet these criteria. That's one way. The second way is a custom audience. A custom audience basically is we provide the data and Facebook matches the data with existing users. So Facebook won't do the searching, won't create an audience that meets criteria. You give the audience and it just matches. What do we need to provide to Facebook so that it does this matching? Emails, personal emails. The email that they actually used to create the personal Facebook profile. So, do I have your attention? We do that, we create a custom audience, and we launch a campaign. A campaign that doesn't have a goal to convert. It's just an awareness campaign. So we start following those people with an ad that tells how beautiful we are, how great we are, how nice we are. And we do that for 2 weeks. What we want to do here is create this feeling, I have seen that somewhere. Oh yeah, I have heard of that. So we do that for 2 weeks. We follow them, we just set a budget of £5, not a lot, and we follow them. And they will see us. Not a lot, we don't want to piss them off, just a little bit. So they will see us in front of their Facebook while they browse. We won't do anything. After 2 weeks, then and only then, we will do our attack. I propose you that you do your attack with a video, not with a message. When we send a message in LinkedIn, 9 out of 10 people get pissed because we want to sell services and everybody is bored of that. So you have the dilemma. If you have used LinkedIn marketing and you have actually sent messages to people, you always have the dilemma. Should I send a small message that doesn't have too much information and seems too salesy? Or should I send a big message that actually explains what I'm doing? Because if I send a small message, they won't know what I'm doing and they might not reply because of that. But if I send a big message, they might not reply because I became too salesy. So you have all this dilemma. You have done that. I was there, I've been there. So instead of that, I started making videos, personalized videos. I used a tool called Use Loom, which is basically a Chrome add-on that as soon as I click it, I can just start recording a video. So what I did, I used Loom and I started recording videos that actually gave value to the user. I did a small consultation. I was giving some tips, personalized to their business. You know what gives value to your user. It needs to be cool. It needs to be natural. It doesn't need to be polished. It doesn't need to have a big production. Nobody wants that anymore. But it needs to be cool, personal, helpful, not too much, not too little. It can be with a mobile phone. It can be with your laptop. Actually, HubSpot does that. HubSpot, when they want to do lead generation, they send videos through Use Loom. And they do that both through email and LinkedIn. So I definitely recommend you that you use a video because it also has another effect. When somebody takes a message in LinkedIn, they will do 2 things. One, they will see the notification in their mobile, and they will judge by the first line of your message if they actually want to open your message or not. Or they will open the message in their web environment. They will open, they will see it, and they will do nothing. So imagine I am sending you a message in LinkedIn and I'm telling you, hey Alessio, I just made a short video for you to point out a few weaknesses of your website because I thought because I preferred that instead of writing you like a long, boring, salesy message. I addressed the elephant in the room. I want to sell to you. It was personalized. It was helpful. And now he's extremely curious to see this video. So he will give me another chance. He will click on the video because he's curious. And if the video is good, if I actually give something, he might reply back or he might not, but he will remember me. He will remember the guy that actually spent a minute to send a video instead of a message.
You're sending a video, you're doing one per person, are you?
When your client is extremely valuable, yes, you need to do a video for each person when this client means 5 figures. When this client doesn't mean 5 figures, what we have done for a client that worked amazingly, the client was giving hiring solutions, an app where hospitality business owners would be able to fill in shifts through a marketplace app. So it was a marketplace connecting hospitality business owners with human capital. So he needed actually to acquire hospitality businesses, which are a lot and don't have a big margin, but still are business and are a lot. So what we did in this case, it kind of worked, but not like amazingly. We created a video that was so cool and so nice and so natural that you wouldn't think that there were 100 people that received it. So it was really cool. It was like, hey, just fell in front of your LinkedIn profile. I want 1 minute of your time. If you are running a hospitality, I saw that you are running a hospitality business, like a restaurant, make it a little bit more personalized. I saw that you're running a restaurant, and actually a really cool one. I have actually passed by your restaurant, and in case you are having this problem, I have this solution. So I have said a couple of things in this that are lies, but you won't think that I have sent that to 100 of restaurants. That's a little bit shady, but it kind of worked. Ideally, if your customer is really valuable, send a personalized video. I'm sending personalized videos to my customers because it's not the same. It's not hospitality businesses. Question?
In light, going back to what you suggested with Facebook, given all the publicity about Facebook at the moment, should we care about that, or does anybody care?
You should definitely care about that, but this technique is GDPR compliant for 2 reasons. First, the email is provided publicly by LinkedIn. You don't steal an email. You don't do something illegal with this email. The second thing, that's the part of LinkedIn and exporting the emails. Even if you send an email to these emails, that's fine. You are compliant because when somebody accepts you in LinkedIn, they accept to provide their data. They just don't know it. That's one thing. So it's LinkedIn's fault that it's not super clear as GDPR actually asks for, that it's super clear that you give a consent to give your data. LinkedIn profile. The second thing, Facebook. Until now, Facebook doesn't show you how an ad reached your screen. It might happen in the future. We might see that this ad reached me because somebody used my personal email through LinkedIn, and that's definitely shady. But I guarantee you there is no way, 0 chance that somebody knows that. What Facebook has done is through pages you can now see what type of ads businesses are running. You can see that. But when you see an ad, you don't know if I reached you through a custom audience or if I reached you through Facebook criteria. There's no way to see that. So when I see an ad, I don't know if somebody took my email from LinkedIn and fed it to Facebook. There's no way. So for now, 100% secure and 100% okay, use it. I have some techniques here that you should use them with grace because they are not that secure, but this is secure. This is safe.
Just out of interest, so if you're targeting you get 100 names through this process, 100 email addresses through this
You need
process.
at least 500, by the way.
Okay, you need at least 500. Okay. So what would that cost you if you were going to buy that access directly from Facebook based on the criteria that you establish? How much money you save?
At first, it's difficult that you buy this access to such a targeted audience. Facebook is not, you can, through Facebook, you can't find like such a targeted audience that you handpicked through LinkedIn. That's one. The second thing, in Facebook, it's not ideal that you focus in extremely small audiences. It's not good. So you will need to narrow down your audience a lot, and that's not a good practice in Facebook.
Why not?
Because when you narrow a lot, you basically doesn't let the ad breathe, so that if it doesn't work, you add more thing or you remove your thing. It's like
targeted.
It's like you go super targeted, so if it doesn't work, you need to go back and you don't know which of these elements was the reason that this didn't work. It's not a good practice. The third thing, any kind of ad in Facebook that you ask from Facebook to define the audience is more expensive, because it's like you pay a small service fee to Facebook. You ask from Facebook to do that. Any kind of custom audience ad is way cheaper. So if we are talking about 500 people that you match in Facebook, it would be little cost. Like I'm not able to do the comparison for you, but honestly, if we talk about like £3 per day, it's more than enough. £3 per day to actually reach these 500 people that you got through LinkedIn. It's more than enough. If you put more money, it will be always in front of them, and that will actually be annoying. £3 per day, that's £4, £5. Such amounts are fine. Now, if you have a bigger audience, it's a different story, but not a totally different story. Even if you have 2,000 people, the difference starts when you have like 50,000 people, 60,000 people. 500 to 5,000, still extremely small audiences in Facebook. So, and especially if you feed them, little costs, really little costs.
And do you use this technique for your own business?
Yes, I have used it. I'm not using it now because referrals started working, but I have used it when I started the business.
And who did you target?
I targeted founders at the beginning because that was my initial target audience. But as the business evolved, we started working more with corporates and less with founders, more with founders of scale-ups. But when I started, the audience that I could actually target really easily and start generating some profits was the early stage founders. So I did it for early stage founders, and it worked amazingly for me and my business, because we were like full capacity in extremely fast.
So where did you find the founders? You just
LinkedIn.
Just Google.
LinkedIn.
The LinkedIn hub, are you able to sort of like try and search up all the profiles on there to find somebody that might have founder
Yeah.
in there?
You don't need to use LinkedIn Helper. You can just search through LinkedIn, founders, technology, London, and you have a list of people that have declared that they're founders in the tech industry in London. And then you can start adding people.
Just quite manually.
Yeah. That's particularly interesting, not only because you can do this hack. If you are in an industry that you need LinkedIn, you will need to do some personal branding. You will need to share useful content. If you don't add people with the same interests, who will see your content? That's how LinkedIn works. I mean, if you don't like that, don't use LinkedIn. That's the case. So you will need to do that. Other people will do that. What we don't want, which is extremely annoying and has kind of ruined the whole LinkedIn, and I have an expression back in my country, the good ones were killed because they mixed with the bad ones. That rough explanation of this saying, which means that because a lot of people started selling like aggressively and in a really inappropriate way, we were like no. Nobody should message me in LinkedIn. But that's why you are there, I guess.
And just one, so what do you base the 500 number on? Because of what you read
Facebook.
out of it?
Facebook won't accept an audience that is smaller than 500. actually a matched audience of less than 500. So even if you provide like 2,000 emails, if Facebook won't match at least 500, it won't work. That is not working with business emails. So don't try that with business emails. It's not working because they are not using business emails for Facebook. I think that's clear.
So, and that's it. And the only Facebook bit is just awareness, just creating awareness.
Yes.
For when then you do your direct message
Yeah.
video on LinkedIn.
I mean, you can do a really good ad, but I wouldn't prioritize the quality of this ad like to be conversion phased. It can be an ad that asks something, that has a nice call to action. But if you actually want to create leads through LinkedIn, you should not care that much about that ad. It can be a simple awareness ad about your business, a nice one, But it's not, the goal of that technique is not the ad to do the job. It can do the job, but it's not the purpose of that. If you create an amazing ad that also generated lead before you actually send them the message in LinkedIn, even better for you. Even better.
And just on the
Sure.
LinkedIn again, so say you have your like personal profile, which you might want to use for like say the personal branding and for like say high level contacts within the industry. Could you use like the LinkedIn like create like your business page for say
Personal page.
but could you create like another page that you know that you could actually use say for likes of scoping potential hires and creating awareness within the
That's your personal profile in LinkedIn. In LinkedIn, you have your profile,
yeah
and then you have company pages. But
Yeah.
company pages are just standing pages where you would share company news, or if you hire someone, if you're hiring. They're not that useful to actually
Okay.
build personal branding.
no I mean exactly that's what I'm wondering. I prefer like to keep the personal like profile for like say high level contacts that I can literally pick up that I can phone like
Mhm.
literally and I can you know the issue will be resolved at the end of the day. I don't want to have like a personal profile of 500 people that I'm not because I'm not selling to these people, but but with the company profile is what I could use for like say that potential hires can look at and that say.
I guess you mean like having two personal profiles, but
Yeah.
one of them be more focused into lead generation and the other one in something else.
Yeah.
I guess you can do that.
Okay.
Yes, you can do that. You can do that. Or I have heard of a business that does something similar. They have a fake LinkedIn profile, which is amazing. It's an ex-Googler, ex-Amazon. He's an employee of their company, a fake employee. He's super cool, has an amazing profile. Everybody accepts him because he's extremely cool. And the initial contact happens through this fake profile. And they have integrated all the initial communications through this profile because their profiles are not that fancy. They're really young and they don't have a cool experience. And when somebody sees that they're really young and they had just one corporate job or no corporate job, they don't accept them and they can't do business. So they use that. Again, another business has done that. I'm not a big fan of that technique. But to be honest, I haven't used it because I'm 30 something, so I have a resume that is okay. So I didn't really have to use it. I don't know what I would do if I was like in my 20s, like 20, and I had to sell to corporates. It would be difficult. I would need to come up with a technique like that. Should I move on?
Is there any evidence that says that people don't like to see that be sold to on LinkedIn?
Yeah, they don't. They don't. Because everybody is doing it. But that doesn't mean that LinkedIn is not still useful for that. It's still useful. I didn't say that everybody will accept you and everybody will buy. But on Facebook too, nobody likes seeing ads on Facebook. That doesn't mean that ads will stop. Nobody likes being sold stuff. That doesn't mean that we will stop selling stuff. LinkedIn is a business network and sales will keep happening. that what will happen is that people will become way more selective into who they accept, which is okay, which is really okay. That's why the marketing approach also evolves. Marketing globally evolves. The way that we would sell 2 years ago doesn't work anymore. 2 years ago, you would say spread the word to actually encourage referrals. Would you use spread? Isn't it a little bit lame? Like spread the word. I don't want to spread your word. I have no intention in spreading your word. Or refer your friends. No, I don't want to do that for you, man. I'm not interested in doing that. So that headline would work 2 years ago. Now it doesn't. Why? Because it changed. A lot of people used it and it changed. There are other ways to incentivize people to refer. That evolution happens and we need to adjust to that. For now, LinkedIn is the best and the #1 tool for B2B sales. For now. Yes, it's not that effective as 2 years ago, but it still is the king of that. And that technique will help you actually distinguish yourself from the WordPress and SEO sales coming from dodgy countries such as mine. So yeah, if people know you a little bit, they have seen your business somewhere. You're not like a comet falling on their heads, selling something in an aggressive and inappropriate way. That's what we try to tackle here with that. I'll move on because we'll finish tomorrow. I have 9 more of that. Actually, no. How many of you are aware of messenger bots? Messenger bots, a robotic discussion into Messenger. Have you ever done like a discussion in Messenger where it was like a quiz or something in Facebook Messenger? Have you seen that? Do you know what's the tool to actually create that, build that? Yeah, there is Facebook has a public API where developers can actually build their own bot, but there are actually tools that we can do that even if we don't know what API is. It's just like drag and drop and we create a discussion, boom, we publish it. And there are 2 tools for that. One of them is called ManyChat. ManyChat. Actually, there are a lot, but these are the best. And the other one is called Chat Fuel. So, 6 months ago, I worked with a business that is called Tails, Tails.com. It's a business founded by the guy behind Innocent Juice, and what they make is tailor-made dog food. So if you have a dog, you give them some data, and then they mix this data with other dogs of the same category, and each month you are getting personalized food based on what your dog needs and based on what your dog actually potentially might need because the dog is old or because the dog is a specific, I don't know, race that has knee problems or stomach problems or whatever. So when we worked with this company, they asked for our help and they didn't know what to do. And I told them, hey guys, Facebook will actually split the newsfeed. Pages go to a different newsfeed and our main newsfeed will only be friends. And they were panicked because they had like a huge community in Facebook. They have paid a lot to build it. And at some point they realized that all this will be gone. Actually, Facebook is rolling that change out. All the pages will be in a different newsfeed. So you will only see friends, which basically forces pages to pay for any kind of visibility. So they were panicked. But there was still time, and we had to figure out of a way. And we discussed of a Facebook bot and Facebook Messenger bot. The Facebook Messenger bot, what it would do, it would capture the users that are in the Facebook page, in the bot, so that we actually still have access to them, even after Facebook splits the 2 audiences. Clear? Now, listen what happened there, and it was super cool. We create a messenger bot through ManyChat. The messenger bot was branded as a guy working in sales, giving advice to dog owners. I don't remember his name. So we created a messenger bot. ManyChat has a feature called comments growth tool. What the comments growth tool does is whenever somebody comments under one of your posts or ads, because ads are also posts, just advertising posts, your Facebook Messenger sends this user that did the comment a message, whatever you want. Automatically happens. Now, why this is amazing? Because we did some community management that encouraged users to actually comment, such as, hey, what's your favorite dog name? Comment below. You have seen that. Like posts that encourage discussion, like comments, or tag your friend that does that. Tag your friend that is extremely sensitive about his dog and does like that, like crazy. So people would actually comment, and our messenger bot would send them a message. Actually, we applied that growth tool under an ad. We had an ad that was shown to our community, and we had this growth tool that would send the messages. People would comment in the question, what is your favorite dog name? And they would comment Aggelos. Aggelos is my favorite dog name. And then Tails Messenger would message this person that commented Aggelos, hey, that's an amazing name, the name that you chose for your dog. Are you actually choosing the right dog food? Through this link, you are getting 30% off. So why this was really cool and why I use the word viral here? Because at first we had an ad. The ad itself does a job. It is shown to some people that might potentially buy just because of the ad. The second thing, we encouraged comments, which created the internal Facebook virality. When a friend of yours comments under a post, there are lots of chances that lots of his friends will see it too. Third, we connected the people that commented with a clear automatic message that was fun and had a clear call to action with urgency to get the product now because it has a 30% off. That worked like that, like a machine, and it worked beautifully. Definitely encourage you to use such techniques. I have more techniques that incorporate Facebook bots. Before I move, I'd like to encourage you to run a test. Let me describe that test. How many of you understand, or how many of you have ever participated in a quiz? Like see a quiz of a business or a page and you like that and you took the quiz and it was fun. I guess all of us. These quizzes are the same thing as the ebooks that businesses give for free to take your email, or the quotes that other businesses will give you to take your email, or any kind of thing that businesses that sell something will give you to actually take your email. And they have a name. What is their name? Lead magnets. Quizzes are among the most successful lead magnets because they're interactive, they're engaging, and they're fun, and they have rapid consumption. I can do it fast, I'll see the results, it might be easy, it might be cool, it might be useful, it might be whatever. Ebooks and stuff like that, white papers, not that effective anymore. Lots of people did it. It's a bit boring, I don't give a damn, not working anymore. Might work in the future again, but for now, as I said, marketing is a social science. When lots of people do something, it stops working.
Just also on that I've seen a lot of webinars knocking around at the minute. Is that like another big? Is that kind of going through its transition now?
Yes.
Books were big, and then it's now webinars, and I haven't seen as many quizzes. But I think is this like the next level on from that?
Quizzes and calculators are in a decline, but still not dead. Right now is the best that you can do in terms of a lead magnet. I haven't seen something more successful at this point of time than quizzes, like quick quizzes, something interactive. Now, and calculators, yes. Calculators also in a decline. Lots of people are using it, but still the best lead magnet that you can use.
What is it?
Like personalization, is it like you'd like, oh, so say I go on a website and it asks you your height and weight and stuff, and then it would figure something out for you, personalization.
Yeah, quizzes, calculators, all these things still kind of work.
It's like tailoring something to find
Sort of
out,
pretending
you know.
to tell,
Yeah.
So, and the email is if you want the answer, give us your email address. Is that it?
Or you give an email to participate, or at the beginning or at the end. There are lots of different ways. Or no email. You might do that for other purposes. But yeah, these are called lead magnets, and most of the times we do them because we want to take something back, which most of the times is some kind of form of communication with this user. It can be phone, it can be email, it can be something else. But the purpose of that is to keep the string of communication without paying for it again. So these are called lead magnets. And we use lead magnets whenever what we are selling is not that cheap or that easy, so that somebody doesn't need any kind of warm-up to buy it. So when I'm actually selling a shirt, nobody needs to have a personal consultation on me on what shirt should I buy, unless that's a really unique shirt that costs like 6,000, that comes from Gucci. So I'll go there and they'll measure my belly and they'll measure me everywhere, and they will basically create the perfect shirt for me because it costs a lot. I wouldn't buy that online, it costs 6,000. The same thing with insurance. When you buy insurance, somebody will need to call you to nurture you. They might call you 3 times, 4 times, give you a consultation, tell you what you need.
Doesn't GDPR require that you opt in to any subsequent marketing?
Yes, yes, you need to opt in.
Yeah. So you might say, well, I want to have to go through this calculator or this quiz, but I'm not clicking that box to opt in.
Of course, of
Which
course.
means they don't get anything out of it.
Of course.
The ones that I've built before, you have to actually get through to the next level, you have to click the GDR box. You can put that.
Otherwise it won't let
Otherwise you won't let you press submit.
I want to set things straight regarding GDPR. GDPR is basically a framework that as soon as it is applied 100%, none of our jobs has a meaning. It's a non-realistic framework that as soon as it gets applied, no digital marketing, and except from the I have an ad, I show it to people, can be applied. My job doesn't have a meaning. I believe, for the sake of this course, I don't want you to think GDPR unless I encourage you to send cold emails to personal emails that you are purchased from non-legitimate sources. Now, unless we have that type of discussion, don't think of GDPR because it's technically not applied yet. Everybody is using lead magnets, and if we start actually asking for a clear consent with a pop-up to send an email to a business email that did a calculator, we are done, guys. We are done. I need to go and sell lemons or fish or be a fisherman or any kind of digital marketer, basically.
So generally, if it's okay if they're like entering a competition or something like that, to have the marketing tip box, you know, as mandatory, that's kind of
Yes.
fine. You know, they don't need to sort of like, you know, have it sort of
Yeah. Yeah, that's not GDPR compliant, by the way. If you have just a tick box and people, that's why I said 100% apply what GDPR says.
Yeah, yeah.
If you have just a tick box and it's not super clear that you will communicate with them, you're not compliant.
But if they're actually consciously ticking it and you've got the right sort of text there, that's yeah.
If we clearly apply the law, I need to know that as soon as I tick that, it should not be pre-ticked. As soon as I tick that, you will potentially sell to me. If you place it in a way that I will tick it without being sure through a UX trick, then you're not compliant technically. It should be really clear, like you are giving us your email because we're going to do that potentially. Nobody will go further if you actually apply it 100%. People will apply it. People, yes, it will be not a jungle as it was, but I don't think it's realistic that we will apply it 100% as the framework actually dictates.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm sort of come from, if you're sort of sending a quiz and asking for an email, I mean, what is it that, you know, so you can have a tick box there to say, you know, we'll, you know, sign up here, enter the quiz, and, you know, we'll also occasionally email you about, you know, news and things like that. I'm just wondering whether you can kind of muddle that.
There are business.
It feels a bit.
There are businesses that say that make it difficult for you not to accept it, because when you click decline, a box opens and tries to explain you what that is. So they make this box gray, and when you click it, something annoying happens. But as soon as you click the green button, it's easier. It's not that annoying. So lots of people click it. Is it GDPR compliant? No, it's not. That's what businesses do. You will never listen to me saying that's what you should do to avoid GDPR, because I'm recorded right now. We can have that discussion later. But I hate it. Obviously, I'm a marketer. Every marketer in this world hates that. So let's go back to the tip. When you run an ad and pointing this ad to a calculator or a quiz, that's good. That's really good. Calculators or quizzes are really useful. So there are two ways. So far, we had one way to do that. We would have an ad and we would send the users to a landing page that has a quiz, right? That's really cool, although it's a bit annoying because as we said, marketing, social science, people change. People don't want to click on links that drive them out of Facebook, and Safari opens and it needs to load the website, and if it's not perfectly optimized, you will see like it will be difficult, and I will participate in something. I don't like that. Nobody likes that. When I'm on Facebook, I like being on Facebook. I don't want you to kick me out of Facebook. Whatever in marketing, in digital advertisement, whatever we don't like, it means you need to pay more. It means more costs. It means it will cost you more. So what you can actually do is create the same quiz in a messenger bot. You can do that through ManyChat. You can do that through ChatFuel. You can create a discussion and lots of different cases of this discussion. And it can be a quiz, implemented the same quiz in messenger bot. Now, when we have done that, we have seen, so we have, let's visualize the funnel here. You have the ad. The ad goes to a bot. And you have the ad. After the bot, we have the completion. Completion, or somebody bounces and doesn't do the quiz. In the other case of a landing page, we have an ad, and I need to click and go to a landing page outside of Facebook, and then I will potentially have completion of this quiz. Now, if you A/B test these two things, which I definitely encourage you to do, you will realize that driving people from an ad in Facebook to a quiz in bot costs way less this part. Definitely, because I'm on Facebook and you send me on Facebook. Although when I drive people from an ad to a landing page, this part costs way more because I drive them from an ad to an external landing page. But this part and this part also follow the same pattern. This costs less, I'm still in Facebook, it's easier, I'm in Messenger, this costs more. But there is a metric that is the ultimate metric, that is conversion rate. How many of these people will actually convert easier? And that is a matter of an A/B test that I definitely encourage you to do here. You can use Quizzer to create a quiz in a landing page, and ManyChat to create a quiz in Messenger bot. What you will realize is that you lose something, but you get something back. What you get back is less cost in the ad, but what you miss is the element of branding. When I move to a landing page, there is a page, there is a logo, there might be other pages, blog, credibility, social proof. There might be logos under that, the people that you have worked with. So the user realizes that there is a business here that sells something. I create awareness that there is something commercial here, and that is either good or bad. When I do that in a bot, I don't create that understanding. It might be cheaper for you, but you need to spend more time into explaining to me the rest of the case until you convert me.
But you
No.
said staying on the Facebook, staying within the Facebook environment is a quicker, more optimized user experience.
Is quicker, costs less, but
More
then
optimized.
the conversion, but then the CPA, the cost per acquisition, might cost more at the end. I don't know. Depends on the business. It's a matter of testing. What I encourage you actually to do through this tactic is not only stick to ads if you're using quizzes that drive people outside of Facebook. Experiment that. Don't expect miracles from the bot because you lose the branding element. People will be in a page. They might not realize that there is a business behind that, but it's really interesting to A/B test it because if you actually manage to tackle this branding problem, you will reduce your costs by at least 30 to 40% just because people don't move outside of Facebook.
If you've got a really good, say if you've got a really good like email marketing like blog or whatever set up, then I guess it's a cheaper way to get the actual leads and then take them into your email marketing campaigns later on, right?
How will you get the email through Facebook? Through the messenger bot?
Add to this up. I've never used the bot before.
The bot, you don't get the email. What you do though, which is really interesting, thank you, that's a great question. In messenger bots, technically you can ask for someone's email. You can ask it, but you don't need to ask it. Because messenger bots work in a really interesting way that users don't know yet. As soon as you answer one message that my messenger bot has sent you because you clicked on chat now, you have seen that button. As soon as you answer one question, you subscribe to this bot without knowing it. And the only way to unsubscribe is to click on the hamburger icon and scroll down and unsubscribe, or in some cases type stop, or apply a behavior that is not familiar to you, such as the unsubscribe link in every email. So lots of marketers, what they do when they actually do that, actually we have done that, I won't blame another company for this. We had a series of webinars that act as a lead magnet, and we want to advertise them. So we had an ad pointing to a messenger bot, and the messenger bot would ask you if you're interested in our webinars, and it would show you a link to go and subscribe to the webinar. But the first question that I would ask you would be, are you interested in getting some amazing growth marketing skills? I don't remember. And I had yes, no. So in case you were interested, I would give you the answer and you would subscribe to the bot. In case you were not interested, I still gave you the way out answer because I needed to get your no. Because as soon as you clicked on no, you didn't know it, but you subscribed to my bot.
Okay, take that to the next stage. You subscribe to the bot, so what?
So I have you as if I had your email, and I can send you messages with double the CTR and the open rate compared to email marketing. Imagine it like email marketing, but it doesn't happen through email, it happens through Messenger. I can send you emails, I can segment you into buckets of users, I can create user flows, automations, I can do everything that MailChimp does through ManyChat, but in Messenger. And still, you will, and because Facebook is an addiction, you will open my messages, the open rate is 3 times higher than emails, but you will delete my email. The same thing that I will email you, you won't read it. If I send it to you through Messenger, you will read it. So open rates are huge still. In 6 months, everybody will hate that tip. Everybody will hate it. Still, it works. So whatever I'm saying, it might not work in a while. That's my job. It evolves. But for now, it works. There are lots of viral hackers and viral marketers that use that kind of shit. So they will ruin it for the whole industry. So we will need to find another technique. But for now, it works. You keep opening my messages. You will read them. You don't know how to unsubscribe. And it's GDPR compliant. It's GDPR compliant because I have no personal data of yours. You subscribe to Facebook, to something of Facebook. I have no data. Cool, isn't it? Let's move to the third one. Okay. This is a bad one. You should not use this one without being aware that it's risky. But if it works, it will work nicely. Let me give you some perspective. You have an ad. This axis here is time. Here is first day, second day, third day, fourth day. And you have an ad, a Facebook ad. I want you, it's a good ad that people will like eventually in the fourth day. I want you to show me, to tell me how a graph would be that would describe the engagement at your ad. At first, I start with 0. There is 0 engagement, right? I'm here. I launch an ad. There is 0 engagement. How will this be? Will it be like this?
Bell shape?
Exponential, like, is it? The more people interact with it, the better it gets. Is it?
What is the word behind more people interact with it, the more people like it and interact more?
Snowball.
That's when it becomes viral. But when you actually pass outside of a sandwich shop and there's a huge line, and you're like, they should make like amazing sandwiches here. I need to wait on the line. You don't know if they sell sandwiches or rocks, but something good happens there. What is that? Social proof. Social proof. Ads that have any kind of social proof work better. And in order to actually get this social proof, you need to wait. And this is a time, the time that you wait is a time that it's just you, your mom, and your ad. It's lonely, it's desperate, and it costs a lot. And nobody likes your ad, and nobody cares about you, and you chase for this bloody like, and that's it, and nobody cares. There is a way for you to fake that for the sake of bypassing this thing. To set things straight, that is a technique that you should use in unsophisticated audiences only. Don't you dare use that technique into marketers. Don't you dare use that technique into developers. Use that technique into, sorry guys, moms. Moms is a digitally unsophisticated audience. Sorry guys, that's the truth. Corporates. Corporates are digitally not that sophisticated. Don't use that to devs or guys like me. The first thing that I would do is check the comment, check the likes. So you can create something that is called a dark post. A dark post is an ad that doesn't appear in your newsfeed. Technically, any ad. But it should not appear in your newsfeed as a post. So you create a dark post. You send it to countries bringing cheap engagement. There are lots of countries that do that. You can do that with £3 and get 500 likes. You can do that with a little bit more and have the same likes, but with less dodgy names. Because if you have 500 likes from names that that's not a politically correct tactic too, to set things straight. Let me explain.
Yes. No.
It's a hack. It's a hack. So you will show that to, what we did here is we showed this ad to people back in my country and in Balkan countries that were interested in growth hacking. These countries in Balkans, such as mine, bring really cheap engagement. And the reason that this happens is because the markets are not that competitive, such as London. So I really quickly, there are other countries that do that, just test it. What happened here is that I collected 500 likes in my ad with something like £5 to £10. When this happened, I took this ad and I redirected it to the real audience, to the London founders. And this ad had already 500 likes. and I surpassed this time. This time is the time that you would stop doing an ad because you would think that it's not successful. So yes.
Social what? Social proof equates to likes.
Hmm?
Yeah. The measure of social proof is the number of likes.
Exactly. Lots of people will see likes, so something interesting might happen here. That's how our brain works. Is it a matter of integrity? We are marketers. If we start putting integrity into marketing, again, I need to become a fisherman.
Yeah, but the problem is when you start to realise that it's not a true representation of
Why?
social acceptance, then it kills.
That's
the
not
whole-
illegal. No, it's
not
actually
illegal,
true.
but it kills the whole validity of likes.
But all your competitors are doing it.
Yeah, but a consumer is not going to take likes as a valid source of social acceptance.
You run a small startup and you struggle to pay your bills. That's my answer to what you just said. You run a small startup, you struggle to pay your bills, and you are full on that startup, and you need to generate revenues.
My point isn't about the startup, it's about the consumer
Yeah,
who over time is going to learn that likes means nothing.
but it's not fake. These are not fake likes. These are true likes coming from a customer coming from someone that it's not potentially your customer.
It's coming from a different market.
It's coming from a different market.
You're marketing to a market that's not the same level as maybe our one, so you get the
So your
likes
profile's going to look like that, and then it's going to drop off.
Why? These are not scammy likes.
Because the audience that you're trying to attract here in London, say, the founders here, are going to very rapidly see, oh, this has just been through.
That's why I said don't do that to sophisticated audience because it might backfire.
Yeah.
If you do that in the fashion industry, it might not. You should definitely not do that when all the lights point at you. Definitely not. All these techniques, you lose something, you get something. When you are when you are still nobody and you need to pay your bills and you need to do something, you are going from 0 to 1, yes, you will do whatever works. When you have lots of lights pointing at you, don't you dare do that.
I think it's interesting. Your point is actually a really valid point because actually this is where they're now saying that like places like Facebook and that like they're asking. I've seen online now they're asking questions. Does it still carry the same weight? Do Facebook ads carry the same weighting? Because people are starting to figure it out, and that's why people like you have to come up with all these new ways of doing things like bots, etc. Because what happened, it worked in the past. People do figure it out over time.
Yep.
I guess.
So then going back to your chart, are you saying that you have to implement that scenario to be able, I mean, would you never get to the 500 if you kept paying for the ad?
Sorry, I didn't
You
understand.
would, but they're expensive. I actually did this on my Facebook page to get us up and running. I sent loads of ads to India and I got us up to 1,500 likes.
That's dangerous. If you send lots of ads to, I said my country, I said Greece. Okay, if you send all of your ads to Greece and every name is Greek, somebody will point this out when they will see Papadopoulos and Leonidas, and that's obviously not British. The same thing if all the names are Indians or something
I
else.
actually did it to rest of the world. I got rid of USA and a lot of the European ones.
Yep.
But then it does actually reply to that is that then it does look slightly strange. You start getting all these random people liking like your videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay,
it's a
but
weird.
then
I
But
tried
they're
that.
generally
How do
liking
you-
it.
how do
It's a
you
general
value?
person, so.
How?
How do you put a value to implementing that procedure? I mean, would it really help
To
the
get
business?
To get 500 likes pointing London audiences, it might cost you literally 700k, 700 pounds, 800 pounds, 1,000, 2,000, or never get them. To get these likes to another market that is less competitive, it might cost you 5 to 10 pounds. And what you basically do is not tricking something. You just click the button of my mind that says, I will only care about you if I see other people caring about you. I don't misrepresent my company. I'm not lying about what I'm doing. I'm just clicking the button, the monkey button that we have, because we are mammals. And when we see other people doing something, we want to do it too. And that's it. So 6 months ago, I would also tell you, ask your friends to come and write how cool your business is. Lots of people did that, and it's not working anymore. So when you click the comments and you see that, oh my God, you're amazing, and that's extremely cool, and that's super nice, you become suspicious that these look fake. What I will advise you to do now is do exactly the opposite. Address the elephant in the rooms by supposedly negative comments. So write negative comments that your business will come gracefully and professionally and will answer with an amazing answer. Pretend that you are like a customer that is extremely picky. Let the user that will click on these comments feel, oh come on man, don't be so strict with the business. They are doing the best they can. And also, like, address the elephant in the room. So if I would run an ad now, I would come as a fake customer or as a fake user and I would write, growth hacking is bullshit and there are lots of you scammers that say that and this and that and that. And then my page would come and answer with an amazing answer that would explain that yes, that's true, the industry is full of that, growth marketing is that, and if you don't want to identify the scammers between that and that and that, do this and that and that. So all these people that would see my ad, the first thing that they want is gossip. They want to see what happens under the comments. You do that, it's a behavior that we all do. So I would click the comment, and when I would see that somebody becomes negative, I'm intrigued. I'm clicking on it because I want to see what happened. And I actually see like a guy that exploded in the comments and a business like in a really nice way answers and clarifies. I like that. So that's what you should do now. In the middle of ethical and unethical. But that's what you paid to see. You paid for growth hacking today. I'm going to show you whatever work tips and techniques.
Is your product, I saw Seth Godin wrote this once, is your product like, does it help people? Would you say it has a strong integrity, your actual product, if you don't mind me asking? Would you say your product helps people?
Well, I'd like to think so.
Yeah, no, if you think it does, then Seth Godin says you have a moral responsibility to tell people about that product in any way possible. That was quite an interesting point. Like, if your product has a strong integrity,
yeah,
then you need to do, like, if it's like, it's not as if you're trying to rip people off, your product's a good product. So.
True. You just need to boost it a little bit because there are a million of products that compete with you.
And they might not have good integrity.
Exactly. Definitely agree with you. There are actually.
You're not just basically buying 500 names.
No. These are real people.
But you're getting them on the cheap for a boost.
Yeah, why not?
Why
not? I'm sharing a.
Especially if you've got a digital product as well, then people might actually buy from you.
I'm sharing a piece of content in the form of an ad, and people that saw it liked it. What's bad about it? The fact that when other people see lots of likes, react better in my ad, that's the second category of people's problem. It's not mine. I'm just using, these are real people. I haven't incorporated any bot. I haven't bought any fake likes from a machine or from a dodgy guy. These are genuine likes. Yeah. Build your credibility. A few months ago, I was working with a business that was called Pasta Evangelists. So that was a business that was creating really nice pasta, handmade pasta, and they would send you the pasta frozen along with the sauce and any kind of extras. You would still need to boil the pasta. When I joined the business, he gave me to taste the pasta. And I was not amazed. It was genuinely average. The pasta was really, really fresh, but if you are not sophisticated about pasta, you don't see the difference between fresh Sainsbury's pasta. The guy was Italian, actually, and he would say, my pasta is totally different, it's way better than Sainsbury's. He was really passionate about that, and he had that really like chef style, and he would do that. And still, I wasn't amazed, and the portion was pretty small, and not because I'm a little bit overweight, but because it was small. It was small, guys. I needed 2 portions, and it costed 10 to 12 pounds, which is exactly the same price that I would pay to order it from Deliveroo or eat it in a restaurant. But still, for some reason, he had 4.9 in Trustpilot. And I was like, how? It's not that good. I'm not crazy.
How many reviews did he have?
A lot, like 80, hundreds. It was a new company. It was like,
Friends.
how are you getting such an amazing review? I'm not crazy. I'm not that picky. I was like, maybe because I'm Greek. And I mean, yeah, we have a better like tradition in food, let's say. And we are close to Italy, maybe because I have visited Italy and I have tasted like really good pasta. I didn't know. And he told me. So what he would do, when you would order the first pasta, he would send you an email. He would ask you, are you happy? Some other things too, some marketing stuff. Rate me. You had stars. If you would rate below 4 or 5, he would follow up with an autoresponder and he would tell you, oh my God, we're so sorry. Take 10 pounds off for your next order. That's it. If you would rate them 4 or 5, they would send you another autoresponder that would say, thank you so much. Take 10 pounds off to actually write that in Trustpilot. So what they basically did was they incentivized people that were happy to make that public and people that were not happy to order again through 10 pounds off and not make that public because they basically bribed them with free money and free food. And that created a 4.9 in Trustpilot. And if you actually, we can speak about integrity here, but if you have a 4.9 in Trustpilot, after 6 months and 300 or 500 reviews, you can take that, send it to the 10 best food bloggers and journalists, and you will be covered because you are the rising star in the Italian food industry. Now we can speak about how ethical that is, or we can be millionaires. He is a millionaire.
How long ago was this happening?
As long as you push it. So if you have lots of ads.
How long ago did you try his food?
Oh, like in the 4 months that we worked together, I tried it once or twice.
A year ago or 2 years ago?
It was 8 months ago.
And is the business still doing?
As far as I know, they're doing good. I'm not working with them anymore.
What's it
I would
called?
work with them. They're doing pretty well.
What's it called?
Pasta Evangelists. You know Alessandro?
Maybe they've improved their pasta.
The Trustpilot.
Well, I guess, yeah, by now.
The pasta
We
is-
run completely on subscription models, which, again,
That's what we were working together. Yeah.
that, I guess, is, again, they validated quite leanly. You know, there are a gazillion, pasta companies out there.
Yeah.
Right? And, of course, the moment, the Sainsbury of the world can enjoy, way better economies of scale because these guys are small. What they did very smartly, I think, is they started validating the opportunity quite leanly. So they raised finance straight after they got some business tractions, and they know for a fact that they did another raise, like not even 6 months ago, and that got them to a point where now they're serving, a lot more customers, and you're just fueling the growth, which is the thing
True.
that we struggle the most with when it comes to helping food entrepreneurs understand, right? People think that they need to raise finance straight away. And no matter, what kind of traction they've got, the product is amazing and, people are going to buy it. The problem is if you cannot prove that you have traction, to investors, then your chances of raising capital are really slim. And your chances of actually raising capital from the wrong people are even higher. And that's, kind of the problem. So I don't know, the figures, but I know for a fact that
They are doing well.
they're doing well.
Yeah. Just to clarify something, their pasta was sourced by local pasta creators. It was actually way better than Sainsbury's pasta. What I wanted to say, and now that I realize that it's a common friend, I need to clarify that. The pasta was good, but it's like if you don't know about wine, like you know nothing about wine, and I give you a really good wine, you won't understand it. Like people don't generally realize when a pasta is way better than another one. It's pasta. That was indeed good, but it wasn't that distinctive in my mouth.
It wasn't as good as your mum's pasta, probably.
My mom's pasta is unbeatable.
You also had a lean portion.
Yeah.
Only lean portions.
You're annoyed about that you didn't have enough.
Huh?
Yeah,
Maybe
he is,
the
isn't
fact you didn't have enough just tainted the whole meal.
it? Yeah.
He actually gave me, you mean the pasta evangelist meal?
You just didn't get enough, so then you were.
No, he actually gave me three. He gave me 3 portions.
Oh,
Yeah.
Then you were.
Both me,
put them all together.
all together, both me and my girlfriend.
You need 6 then.
Because you can blame me for that. And I'll get that. I hate you, but I get that. You see a guy that is a little bit that, and you blame me. My girlfriend, like 50 kilos. She was like, what the fuck? Just small. Still need to buy like some, like cook something to eat. I'm not full. He knew that. And he's a really smart guy. And when I met him, by the way, I was extremely amazed that before that, he's a 30-something guy. Before that, his previous business was that he launched a smartphone, like his own smartphone brand, like an extremely luxurious smartphone that was actually placed in Harrods. And I was like, what? Like, we are talking about tech businesses now and all this stuff, and these are easy stuff compared to actually launching a tech, like electronics manufacturing product and manage to put it in Harrods. That's big. And he's not a rich guy. He didn't have like 5 million in his pocket. Never mind.
The question is about Trustpilot,
Yeah.
because obviously it's the sort of well-known go-to platform.
It can be applied to other trust pilots of this world.
Yeah, so if you've got sort of like a competitive Trustpilot, they're just as
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't need to, because it's quite expensive.
Yeah. You just encourage people to go somewhere and write something publicly. It can be everything.
Any
What
platform.
do you know any other good ones you'd recommend?
It can work on Amazon. If you're selling stuff through Amazon,
If you're not,
it can work on
website.
what's this? It can work on Captera if you are doing like a SaaS product, any kind of review website that makes sense for you and your users follow. There isn't a crowd to something that is again for tech SaaS products. I know those ones because I'm following them. Any kind of public review.
So then how do you verify that they have left the review?
You don't.
Ah,
You don't.
okay.
You don't verify that, but it technically, how do you verify it so that you give the coupon? You mean you don't.
You just give them the coupon.
You just give them the coupon. You risk it. You give them the coupon. They go. It worked for us. It worked. Like, I don't remember somebody not doing it, but yes, you might lose some money through that. Really, really good question. Yes, you don't verify that. At least I don't know how you can verify that. If you come up with a system to verify that, it will be manual. It can be manual at the first stages of the business because you are building your Trustpilot. As soon as you have like 70 or 90 reviews, you can pause that. This will not work that well if you actually need mass reviews, like thousands, and you can't do that. You might miss a few customers that will just take the coupon and won't leave the review. Cool.
On this point of reviews,
Mhm.
so there are, when you launch your techie product, there are people out there who you can pay to review it,
Who will?
who you can pay to review your product.
Yes, user testing. You can pay to test your product. You mean your
Gadget, whatever you've made.
Yeah, there are startups that do that for tech products for UX purposes. I guess you can do that, or it might exist for tangible products or consumer
It's
electronics.
expensive, I guess.
Yeah,
There's also
for UX it's not expensive. There is a tool called Users Think that you can bring users like for £1, and they will give feedback to a landing page for you, or they will use it to test users. Usersthink.com it's called, and it's really useful.
What users think?
What users think? Or no, users think.
Is it different?
Yeah, and there is usability hub too. These are really useful sometimes because when we are working on a project, we don't really realize that this line is not clear or this product is not clear. when we are into something 24/7, we lose the understanding that other people might not understand it. So it's always good to get some feedback through these tools.
Yes, I mean, I've been working for a big company that launched quite a sort of a sophisticated wearable product and started getting some bad reviews. Well, no, let's not bad reviews, but let's say 3 stars on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that does influence the future buyers a lot.
Yeah.
One of the things you can do.
And then they went out and they paid people to review it, but of course, then they didn't always review it in quite the way that they wanted it to be reviewed because they weren't really representative of the target market. You know, they reviewed it as a techie person as opposed to a young parent who was buying this for to monitor their children.
I was gonna say the one that I've used is that there's through these influencer websites you can go on now, and you can kind of either do 2 options. You can either give them the product and they'll give you a review and they'll do user generated content for you, or you can then also put out like how much you're willing to pay, and they'll also do it as well. And then obviously you're getting their social proofing.
Yeah.
Those guys as well. That's another option.
Yeah, yeah.
There is a camera there recording me. If I actually take this video, it will be a large, almost 2-hour video. And I need to multiply that and generate content that I will have for a long time. What can I do with this video?
Slash it up into sections.
Slash it up into sections. How many?
Probably depends what your medium, where you're going to post it. So if you're going to put it on YouTube, they probably want to be 3 minutes or longer. If you want to put it on Instagram, maybe.
Let's say I need 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minute little videos that actually have value. How many can I have out of these 2 hours? Just give me a number.
20.
20. 20.
I was going to say, how many slides have you got, maybe?
I have 10 slides in the hacks, and then the 0 to 1 tactics, 5 more tactics, and then the first. I think 20 is fair. So 20 videos. What else can I do?
Do a course or somebody signs up and they sort of do one a day or something like that.
That is a reformatting of the same 20 videos. Let's multiply and reformat, or multiply, and then we will do that.
How about the taster? But then you can buy the full in-depth. You know, instead of I'm interested in it. I've watched the 2 minutes, but I'm not interested that I actually quite up to watching the 10-minute version.
That's delivery. You have 20 MP4 files. What can you do with them to reformat them? You have videos. Can you transcribe them?
Yeah.
You can transcribe them. You can create 20 articles, 20 short blogs. What else can I do?
Turn it into like a rap video.
With me? Really interesting idea.
Yeah, I like that. He's
Greek
interested.
raps on the app, I think.
Greek rap gets even more interesting. So I have 20 videos and 20 articles. What else can I do with them in terms of format? Except from a Greek rap video, which might potentially get viral, but not for a good reason. Can I extract a few nice quotes that I had and put my face like I'm a genuine visionary? Like, and write a marketing quote behind that and use it in social. How many of them can I generate? I like that. I had lots of these quotes, right? Thank you, bro. In one presentation, somebody was like, a couple. Like, thank you. How many? Just give me a number that's not too huge. It's 40. What else can I do? How many how many posts, social media posts can I create just with the information of the blogs? Like pure reformatting, not a post that advertises the blog, just a post. Can we say 20? Not more. I don't want to overdo it. Let's keep that realistic. Can I take this video and create a webinar, have a webinar where it will be recorded it will look like it's live, but I have done that, by the way. We have done a webinar, and then we recorded that, and we redid the webinar with the recorded webinar that we did in the first place, and it seemed like live. It also had questions with the audience, but it was all recorded. I can have a webinar. What can I do? Can I create a small ebook with the best, actually 2 ebooks, the best 0 to 1 techniques from Aggelos Growth Sandwich and the best hacks? I can create 2 ebooks. Now let's start the repurposing. What can I do with, where can I serve these 20 posts, 20 videos? YouTube, Facebook native video, Instagram stories and little videos, LinkedIn, 4. Still hosted somewhere. It's hosted somewhere, so it's delivery of the. I can host them in 4. You said 4 different channels natively. About the articles, where can I host them natively? My blog. What else? Where else can I host them natively? Which platform? LinkedIn Pulse is called, and it's the blogging tool of LinkedIn. What else is a really nice blogging platform? Medium. I have 40 photos. Where can I post them natively? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Oh, what else can I do with these videos? I have image and sound.
You can put subtitles in the video.
Yeah, I will definitely do that, but it's not like reformatting. Podcast. That's what I needed. 20 podcasts. What was this 20 here? It was posts. I have a book. I have a webinar. I have a book. I have 20 podcasts that I can post in SoundCloud, iTunes, any other that is interesting. Let's keep these 2. So if I do the math, which are pretty difficult now, I took one video of 1.5 hours, 2 hours, and I have created content that will last for the next 6 months, which is not a hack, but it's the ultimate way of running your content in an early stage that you still experiment. Why so? Because lots of the businesses do the mistake of having fancy content strategies that cannot actually follow up. The story goes like that. The CEO wakes up and he's really passionate about having a content strategy, or the founder. He gathers the team, he says, guys, from now on, every Wednesday, we will just write a small content piece, each of us, and that's it. We just need to engage half an hour, 1 hour per week to do that. And everybody gets really passionate, and everybody is really happy, and after 2 weeks, nobody followed that. Why? Because you leave that at 6 p.m., where you are tired, you are uninspired, and your content strategy is so fancy that you can't really follow it. More than that, you should not have a fancy content strategy, long-form blog pieces at the early stage of your business. Why? Because you don't know yet what works. You should not invest too much time or resources into something that you don't know what works. Instead, what you need is a strategy that is smart, that lets you reformat, repurpose, share content, run activation, see what works, and when you see what resonates better with your audience, then invest more time and create long-form content pieces and amazing production videos and all these cool things. But until then, you should reformat, repurpose, and multiply like crazy. And you should not leave opportunities like that to create content. I know a founder is an SEO consultant, a really good one, not like the other ones that message us in LinkedIn. So he's a really good SEO consultant, and what he does is he records the free consultations that he's doing privately to clients. And then he takes that and uploads them to YouTube. And other clients can see so he asks for your consent to record the consultation, and then he uploads the consultation. Imagine you're a potential customer and you see me giving a consultation to a business of your industry. Wouldn't this be like more than enough to trigger you to hire me? As soon as there is no big problem into our communication, you would clearly understand if I'm right for your business. And he does that, and that's his content strategy. And then he takes these consultations and he creates articles like cases, a consultation with this founder, and that's it. And he nails it just by that. He integrated content strategy into his daily operations.
Any takeaways for easy videos?
Sorry?
Any takeaways for easy videos?
Speeches, you can create these opportunities. As I told you, you can have the free consultations. You are in the
Oh, no,
consumer.
Sure. I mean, like software-wise or pro. Like
Ah.
the,
For easy videos. For the videos that I'm doing and my industry is doing, only needs an iPhone, which actually has a camera that is as good as professional, a tripod that I bought from Amazon for £10, and a microphone like that, which I don't know how good is it. It looks like mine, which costed like £20 from Amazon. This should be better, but you don't. If you ask me, in 2018, users don't care about high production image, but they do care about high production sound. If your video doesn't have good sound, it's bad. If your video is amateurish, the production behind it, that's fine. There are lots of videos that are just a camera that
I'll
I'm.
tell you a little story on that.
Yeah.
My mate's got quite a big business, and they go into very large building sites and commission all the equipment, so the lifts, the air conditioning, the security systems, and everything. And he was bidding for this new Google site at King's Cross, so that's a massive site. And this guy's a bit traditional. He hasn't got a website, right? A big business, been around maybe 20 years. And in this process, which Google were forcing them through, they had to produce a video. And he'd already told them, we haven't got a website. And they couldn't believe that. And then he said, right, video, right, guys, sit down on the table. And he got his iPhone out and he shot a video. He said, that's all we're doing for that. That's that one. They want us, we're the best around. They're going to have to come to us on our terms. Anyway, they liked the video the best out of everybody.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was so relaxed, impromptu, not produced.
We don't need the fancy videos anymore. That's totally the case in
He
2018.
didn't do that intentionally, of course.
Yeah.
It was like, this is all they're getting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they can tick the box.
You know, that happens because naturally, as consumers, we move from the days that we needed fluff to the days that we need reality, and the days that we need straightforward reality and honesty. So any kind of ad that you would see back in 2005 would be like crowded with graphics and fluff, and websites would do, and they would have music behind and fancy JavaScript and all that. And now you might see ads being just like Eve mattresses, just copy, smart copy, with facts nicely, smartly delivered. Or you would see actually, I have seen a bank's ad. I don't remember which bank was that. It was a bus stop ad. It was black and white, and it was a chart. And it was customer happiness of them versus their competitors. First direct. It was minimal. That's what users want. Why? Because we feel cheated. We feel treated. Over commercialization. Everybody wants to sell something. So we seek for reality. And especially millennials. And the next generation that gets actually pissed with that. With indirect placement, with tricks, tips that I'm sharing. That's why I'm telling you, all these tips, all these tricks are risky. You lose something, you get something. You test them, you see if they work, you double down. Otherwise, you kill them. That doesn't mean that just because somebody told you something, it will work for a lifetime or in any kind of audience. How many of you, I don't want you to say that. How many of you would benefit from expensive conferences to sell your products or expensive fairs to demonstrate your products?
Trade shows.
Trade shows, yeah.
there's the whole chicken and egg thing, and it's like, do you spend the money? It's like normally a big spend up front, and it's like, how much do you actually get back from it? I've been warned off them, so.
Yeah, there are some conferences like that. Hey, that might cost like 5K to join, or 6K, or I have seen there is a conference now. It's called SaaS Talk. It's like the biggest conference about SaaS businesses in Ireland. And in order to get access, you need to pay like £2,700, which is like, no, I won't do that. But SaaS Talk has a hashtag in LinkedIn, in Twitter. And the people that participate in SaaS Talk, they will tend to tweet while they see the speeches, the really beautiful speeches from all the people that will participate. And what we will do while this happens from 9 to 5 until the conference actually takes place is create a landing page with a special offer for all the participants of SaaS Talk, and then we will throw a bunch of budget in their hashtag. So everybody that participates in SaaS Talk will see us. And if I want to push it even further, I might pretend that I'm there too. And like, hey, amazing conference, lots of really cool people to meet here. Just for the people that participated, this amazing offer. I know this might be too much, so you can stick to the hijack of their hashtag. No fee. You know that your customer is there. You know that your customer paid almost £2,000. So he is not a customer that doesn't have £2,000 for a conference, which means that he potentially has way more thousands for your services, potentially, I guess. So it's a great qualifier of your customer, and you can just use that. Hashtags. Use hashtags, hijack them. Like
Instagram as well, I guess, if you put the link in the bio or something like that.
technically, yeah. Technically, yeah.
Volvo did that recently at the NFL. Did you see that?
I think they have created.
Justin Timberlake show at halftime.
Promoted hashtag was.
Something about.
Yeah.
Did, but if you Google it, it's quite interesting. They basically they blasted the NFL final with the Volvo advert on social media, and they hijacked the hashtag.
I didn't know that. I thought it was a hack. If a large, like, business like Volvo has used it, it should not be there. It's not a hack, but it works. It works. Definitely use it, especially for conferences that you cannot afford, right? Social proof. If you're using Facebook ads or Google AdWords or any form of paid advertisement that costs a ton of money, there is a tool that is called Use FOMO, and another one that is called Use Proof. Have you used Booking.com to actually book a room somewhere? Do you remember this little pop-up that says 3 more people are checking this room? It has created urgency that somebody will take your room. So Use FOMO and Use Proof do pretty much the same. They will show notifications that let the users know what other users are doing. John has just subscribed for the free trial. They don't give any personal data. They just let existing users know what other users are doing. That itself optimizes your conversion rate by 15 to 25%. You have no reason to not having it, especially when you are spending large amounts of money in paid advertisement. Just have it, guys. It might not work, but you don't lose anything, but it will work because it brings social proof.
Are they free?
No, but they are really cheap.
And do you actually need real?
You need to have a paid campaign running in the same time, because these are real users. So if you don't have large amounts of traction, this will not show anything here. Yes, they are real. They are real.
Are there any fake ones?
No, I don't know one. If I knew, I would tell. You know that by now. The next one is not a hack, but I'm like really fed up. Please don't when you run referrals and you have a referral page, don't call them website.com/referral. Please don't do that. When you're running Facebook ads, don't use boring graphics. Don't use amazingly boring stock photos from Shutterstock. Don't be afraid to be a little bit more creative in Facebook. Facebook it's different than Google AdWords because in Google AdWords you need the right click. You pay per click, PPC. Facebook and any kind of broadcasting channel, Facebook, Twitter, Quora, any kind of user that you describe your persona, but you don't get the persona based on a keyword, you pay with CPM, cost per mile. So you pay for every 1,000 people that will see your ad, which means that if 1,000 people see your ad and no one clicks, you will pay the same thing as if 1,000 people would see your ad and all of them would click. The difference would be on your CPC. In the first case, your CPC would be non-existent because nobody has clicked, but you have paid a lot of money with no result. And in the second case, your CPC would be tiny. So it's not like your CPC is a fraction of how much CPM worked, which basically defines how ads should work in each channel. In Google AdWords, you pay per click, so your ad need to be descriptive. Potentially, they need to mention prices starting by £59 because you don't want users that want the freebie. You want to qualify the click before you get it because you pay per click. In Facebook, on the other hand, you don't have that. You pay for the impressions. That's why you see so many crazy stuff in Facebook, because due to the over-commercialization that there is right now, we need to grab your attention, and that's difficult. So if you go into the Facebook waters with an ad that is boring, or at least, I have spoken with some founders that it's like a 5-people team, and we create an ad that is a little bit more edgy in terms of messaging, and they're like, that's not brand aligned. Or our tone of voice is calmer. And I get that, I totally get it. There are cases that we need to be totally more aligned. But when I see founders believing that they actually have like a calm tone of voice and that will work on Facebook, I cannot but feel worried about them, because if you apply like a strategy in Facebook that is not a little bit edgy, a little bit provocative, or a little bit attention grabbing, it can be minimal, but still attention grabbing, you will do nothing. And that's it. That's the same with referrals. When you do referrals, don't name them referrals. Nobody wants to refer you. Nobody gives a damn. Unless you are a business that has an NPS of 80 to 90, like people getting crazy about you and they want to refer you. In any other case, nobody cares. Having a referral program that encourages people to refer too early might actually backfire on you because you piss me off. And when you push me to refer someone, what I'm thinking is that you ask me to do your job. I don't want to do your job. You piss me off. And as many users, the more businesses doing it, the harder it becomes. So you need to get the referral in a smarter way, not name it referral. We'll discuss that. Finally, in my point of view, don't use big influencers. There are some things that don't work anymore. Referrals that are named referrals don't work. Boring graphics in business environments such as London don't work. It's too competitive. Boring messages don't work. Big influencers don't work. They don't work. If you want to use influencers, use lots of micro influencers. The days that somebody would encourage, just because he's a celebrity in Instagram, would encourage us to buy something and we would buy it, have passed. We all know that they get money and we just don't do it. That's why they don't get paid by result, but they get paid by impressions. So they get paid by the people that will actually see it and not by actual results, because they know that they don't bring results. So there are some things that don't work, and I want you to stop doing them if you are actually doing them, because you are part of yes, thank you. There is one that is clearly unethical, that lacks integrity 100%.
That's a good one. What we've been waiting for.
It's the creme de la creme of evil. It's a hack that some people might find horrible. They might find me horrible. I have a friend that used it. Honestly, it's not me. There's a friend that used it, and it worked. And it's really sad that it worked. And Growth Sandwich does not condone such practices. It's only for academic purposes. We have said that. My disclaimer.
It's forward fooding.
No. Aggelos taught how to do it, but we didn't do it.
When you get a photo from Unsplash, do you know Unsplash? There are 300,000 other people that have taken the same photo. If you right-click this photo and you Google search the photo, you will actually see the list of people that use the same photo in their blogs. 60 to 70% of them, if you email their info emails, there is a social media person behind that doesn't really know about SEO, or an intern, or even a founder that doesn't understand about SEO. There is somebody, in a nutshell, that doesn't understand SEO and might be tricked by an email that will tell them, hey, you are using our photo. I would ask you please to link back to the original source, which is this one. Otherwise, we might be really pissed and take legal actions against you. Or it might not be such a strong language, just be British style of offended, and please, I would ask you to do that as ASAP. So in this case, 60 to 70% of people actually linked back to the original source. So we had a blog post that started getting backlinks. Backlinks that we didn't purchase, they were not fake ones. They were real backlinks just coming from an ethical process through email. Now, this backfired in some cases because there were some sophisticated people that were like, what the fuck are you saying? I took this photo from Unsplash and it's not original source. You just created this blog post. In this case, we apply the sorry method, which is like we just email back and we say, oh, we're so sorry. It's the intern that did it. We blame the intern. It works 100% of the times. We sincerely apologize. They accept it. They can't do anything about that anyway. But if it works once, you might find one blog post being really high, having SEO importance, which might be the difference that will make a business that will reach the million, or the business that will stay small. None of these, honestly, we had a good laugh with some of the hacks. You might find some of the hacks outdated. You might disagree with some of them. You might find them unethical. As I told you, growth hacking is a big, shitty, horrible buzzword. And all these things are basically tips that some people found because they have experimented, they have checked their data, and they have seen that something worked in a different way than other things. And then they have documented that little thing that worked, they have published it, and I have, some of them are mine, some others I have found them, some others people told me. I have basically curated a list for you. None of this has a meaning if you don't have a strategy. I don't know how to actually make that super clear to you. Hacks mean nothing without a strategy. As I told you, lots of the hacks might work, might not work. It's the audience that will receive it. It's your strategy behind that will make a hack work or not. So you might use some of these, or you might check your data and find your own. That was it. That is my email, and that is my difficult name. Actually, you will find me Aggelos M. I realized based on A/B testing, scientific A/B testing, that Mouzakitis was difficult for British people. So I cut it to Aggelos M, which is my artist's name. When I will become a celebrity, that's how people will call me. Thanks. Do we have time for questions? Thank you.
Yeah, really quickly, and then we can move to the other
Sure.
room just for nibbles.
Please allow me
So
to
you're
sit
gonna-
for. I had Pilates yesterday with my fiance, so you will allow me to sit. Oh my God. Questions?
Questions, all the burning ones.
Any kind of question you have, anything. Think of the most difficult question you have. If I know the answer, I'll tell you I know. If I don't, I'll tell you sorry, I don't know.
Do you think it's worth it to buy the ClickFunnels package?
ClickFunnels is amazing. They have some amazing documented funnels and they actually work, but they are used by lots of viral hacker style marketers, which made the aesthetics of their product remind me of something scammy. So they might, the whole funnel thing behind them is amazing, but the look and feel of their product and every website that you can build looks scammy to me and to lots of users. So I would tell you, if you are not among the first people that have used ClickFunnels, don't bother. Just replicate their funnels in another website that looks nice, because their websites are actually look scam. They have bold, capital, red letters and large, super large. They work. They use psychology and they work. But I would use them for a product, for something that you want to sell that has no association with your personal brand or your name. So if you want to sell something, you can use them, but not make a link with a business that you actually care about. That's what I would do if I was you. I don't know if that's true, if that's correct or not.
I used to use ClickFunnels and I've switched on to one called Entreport,
Mhm.
which basically is the exact same thing, but it looks professional. The ClickFunnels is right. It does. It looks right.
How's it called?
Entreport. There's a couple of them. Entreport, Kajabi,
Oh, okay.
and there's ONTRAPORT. They're fantastic because they actually look. They give you real web pages. You
Okay.
are right. The ClickFunnels look so dodgy now because
Yeah.
lots of scammy people have used it.
Mm.
It was all bubbly, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
The way they did the text, but I know that they have tried to upgrade. I've got Russell Brunson on the guy who owns that on my YouTube, and they're always trying to redo it, but it's still the base funnels do look dodgy.
Yeah, true.
Entreport, and then Kajabi is another one, which is like a membership site / it has a pipeline thing in it as well, which is quite good.
Go ahead.
For me, this scenario was, so you've got to have your strategy in place to even before you even think about this. This is all really new for me. It's just I just feel like I'm so not in the right place. But it seems really time consuming.
It is. If it wasn't time
You have
consuming.
to probably have a dedicated person. But wait, I guess this is probably this tonight's was probably for businesses that are establishing probably a little bit down the road.
That's the hard truth is that these tactics are not for businesses that are established. It's exactly the opposite. Are for businesses that want to establish. And yes, they are really time consuming. And the even harder truth is that few people know how to do their job professionally. So yeah, good growth people have become like developers 5 years ago, that in London you would pay like a small seed investment in one developer or in one CTO. That's what keeps us in the business. Yes, it's time consuming.
What would your advice be to somebody like me then who wanted to?
My
How
advice.
do you even begin to?
My advice is do validation marketing, engage into validation marketing, because validation marketing might be time consuming. So all this landing page stuff and testing that we have discussed, start with that, do it. Don't bypass it because it's time consuming, because if you don't do it, it might cost you way more afterwards. As soon as you do it and you validate the need, focus on an amazing product and start doing what you love doing, speaking with people, selling it offline, do B2B, whatever you love more. And when the business starts generating the amount of revenue that encourage you to do it full time, then start considering hiring someone for the digital, but the biggest mistake that you can do is hire a digital person without having an idea of digital yourself. Because literally 9 out of 10 marketing people out there don't really know marketing. And social media management is not marketing, it's social media management. If someone does Google AdWords for you, Google AdWords is a small science. You need to do keyword research, understand the intent of the user, set up ad groups, create landing pages, deal with quality scores. It's a big deal. Few people know it. So my point of view, do some courses so that you can manage a person and understand when they're robbing you. That's really important. That's really important. 9 out of 10 clients that come to us come suspicious because somebody tricked them. And somebody told them, you need to wait. Results don't come overnight. And they just meant wait and keep paying me. And that's the norm. It's not an exception.
If you were looking for, say, a hire to execute your your digital strategy, what should you be looking for in
If I would hire a marketer now, I would ask this marketer to describe me how you would go from a keyword research to a Google AdWords campaign. Keep that, it's important. In order to do, if you know how to do a keyword research and a Google AdWords campaign, it automatically means that you understand funnels, users' intent, lead magnets, keywords, a little bit of SEO, landing pages, quality score. You understand the essence of digital marketing. All the rest can be taught. Keyword research and Google AdWords cannot be taught if you, I mean, you need a lot of time to learn them. So if someone knows this, you can skip the rest. He can learn the rest at your company by practicing them to your company. But if you just know how to run Facebook ads, no, you're not working on my product, because everybody knows how to run a Facebook ad, but few people know how to run a good Facebook ad that will work. Running a Facebook ad is easy. I just have a copy, a graphic, publish, boom, and an audience that I believe it's my audience, one ad, one audience, one page, and then you believe that you are paying good value for money because somebody ran a campaign in Facebook. No, that's not the case. Everybody can do that.
And well, I say obvious, but the obvious successful outcome of that, if I ask the potential to say like conduct to do that for me, it's like a successful sale at the end of it, is it? Or how would I measure that?
How would you understand if this keyword research was successful or something?
Yeah.
You need to have a friend that understands what keyword research is and understand what a Google AdWords campaign is. So you will give a practical assignment to a marketer, and then you will pass this assignment to another marketer that you trust to give you his honest opinion. We have done that in the past. The USP of my company is no bullshit, pure honesty. So I have lots of clients that cannot afford me, but they still come to me to evaluate marketers that they want to hire. I had a client that came and showed me 5 different proposals for the same challenge. So they had one challenge, the SEO agency gave them an SEO proposal, social media agency, social media proposal, creative agency, creative proposal, and he came to me and he was panicked. He was like, he met me in one of these events and he was like, please, can you help me? I have that funny story and I don't know what to do. And I told him, please, I'm extremely curious, send me this proposal. That applies to you too. That applies to you too. If you are in the process of hiring someone and you're not sure, send me. I'm always extremely curious to see what type of bullshit other agencies are sending. I'm genuinely interested and I will be honest with you. And if a proposal is good, I'll tell you. And if another one is not good, I'll tell you too. And he did that. And I told him that's the good one. And he chose that. But he gave an assignment. He gave a challenge. And he asked for a strategy to tackle this challenge. And there are lots of agencies that would say you need to do brand activation and brand alignment to that thing, and then retention of your brand, that. Lots of jargon that I'm sure they didn't understand either. The guys that wrote that.
Would you do any sort of like training courses to go in a bit more in depth?
I do that.
You do that as
I have a
well?
product for that. It's called Growth Bootcamp, and we have partnered with the largest VCs in London, Connect Ventures, Forward Partners. We have done like an educational program. Now we're going to Lisbon with Web Summit. In January, we're going with the Embassy of Austria in Vienna. I have slowed down the courses for now because they're extremely exhausting. You can't imagine. I mean, when I started, I was like, oh, I will work for 2 days and I will make X money. It's not like that. It's not like working 2 days in services. It's killing me. So I need a rest. But if you visit growthbootcamp.co.uk, you can see the next one. It won't be soon enough. Come on, ask me more difficult stuff. You want to ask me about referrals?
No, I want to have a drink.
Let's have a drink. Okay. Okay.
What else can we call referrals?
Cool.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Aggelos. So
Thank you.
We can move to the other room. Just down here, there are nibbles, wine, beer.
Guys, I won't stay for long. Sorry, I'll stay for